Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jazz. I'm back with another speed paint video. Um, Dear God, help me. So this is a speed paint of one of the characters from the story I mentioned in the last video I uploaded. The name of the story, by the way, is Mega Girl, even though Mega Girl's not even a main character. She's like very much a side character. I don't. Anyway, it's the name of the story though. So basically, in the last video, I mentioned that this story had multiple arcs, and I drew one of the main characters from the second arc. And now I'm illustrating the main character from the first arc. Now, the story begins in a world where these people called advances, plural, singular, it's just advance. So these people called advances are just appearing on Earth. There are only like 8 advances known to the general earthly population. And Rydell is best friends with one of them. So Rydell, this character, his name is Rydell Holt, is best friends with the first advance ever to be known to the public. And she has taken on the identity of a superhero in their home city, New Argentum. And she goes by the alias Mega Girl, which is what the story is named after. Now, originally, when I first thought up the story, the plot was more, it was about this superhero, Mega Girl, and she had a best friend who ended up becoming really jealous of her and became a supervillain. But I eventually changed it around to what it is now. But basically, so Rydell is good friends with this girl, Marcia, who is the superhero, New Argentum's superhero, Mega Girl. And Rydell is the only other person who knows Marcia's secret identity. So one day, Rydell finds out that he's also an advance with the power of making and manipulating electricity. And so he decides that he wants to become a vigilante. And it's kind of about like his journey, learning that he's an advance and learning about, other advances and fighting criminals and all this stuff. So that's kind of the story of the first arc. It's Rydell's story. It's about Rydell becoming a hero, starting off as more of a vigilante, and then becoming like a real respected superhero, kind of like Spider-Man. But yeah. So that's the story of the first arc, and then the second arc takes place about 20 or 30 years later, where Rydell has founded a school for young children. Young children who are advanced. I know it sounds a lot like BNHA, but I swear to God, I developed this story before I knew that existed. Like, I swear to God. Anyway, yeah. So, Rydell, in the first arc, he is young. He's 16, 17. He's a junior. He lives in a made-up city called New Argentum, or Argentum. It's Latin for silver. I just thought it sounded cool, and I didn't want to make it into a pre-existing city because then I would have to do research, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, and he is gay, but he doesn't, that's more of just like a fact about him. He doesn't really have a romantic storyline. It's just kind of just like part of his personal identity, but he doesn't really have a romantic storyline. And I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but basically, one night while his parents are out, he is home and his home is invaded by sorry, by burglars, and he tries to defend himself with a baseball bat, but it doesn't work. And so one of the burglars tries to shoot him and knock him out with a stun gun, but it doesn't work. And so when Rydell touches one of the burglars, he delivers an electric shock that knocks the burglar out. And so that's how Rydell discovers that he has these powers. And then, as I mentioned, after that, he becomes a vigilante. And then when he grows up, he founds a school for the advance. I've burped like 3 times and sneezed twice. Sorry. Yeah. And, I mean, that's just kind of like the general details of the story. I mean, there's not a whole lot built beyond that in Rydell's personal story. He eventually hires Marcia, or Mega Girl, to become a teacher at his school. Yeah, so that's fun. Yeah, and so the 4 main characters from the second arc attend the school that Rydell has founded, called the Holt Academy of Heroics. Well, that's a name I'm debating on, because the thing is, I don't know if it's a hero school so much as it's just keeping the advanced in a contained place so they don't end up hurting anybody. So that was the name that I originally have, but I think I'm probably going to change it to just Holt Academy or Holt's Academy, because it's not about making the kids superheroes. It's just about kind of keeping them away from the general public until they can learn to really control their abilities. And then some of them become superheroes, but it's not like necessarily, part of the whole school experience. Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, I guess that's all with Rydell, really. So this is a picture of him as a vigilante, because that's how he starts out before he becomes a legitimate hero. And so he just wears a black hoodie, dark jeans, black sneakers, and he wears this mask that he stole from his friend Marcia, who also wears like a black eye mask, and then he paints a black lightning bolt under it to kind of add a little bit of pizzazz. Actually, it's not his idea. He has a friend who he tells about it, and then his friend comes up with that idea. And yeah, so the reason that he's like pointing his finger is because he has a hard time directing the electricity he expels. So in order to kind of give it more direction, he points his finger, and it looks kind of dumb, and people always bring it up to him that like he's constantly doing like finger guns while he's fighting villains and stuff, because it helps him direct his power, and it helps him from it helps the electricity from going random ways and shocking people, and he wished he didn't have to do it, because like if he wants to shoot out like a big beam of electricity, he's got to do like double finger guns, and it looks really dumb. But yeah, anyway, so his vigilante name and his eventual superhero name that he doesn't give himself, it's given to him by the press, is Bolt. Like that dog from that movie. The dog who thinks he has superpowers. But yeah, so Rydell's alter ego as a superhero is Bolt. And then eventually he's Headmaster Holt for Holt's Academy. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much Rydell's story. Average kid finds out he has superpowers, becomes a vigilante, becomes a real superhero, then kind of founds an organization to help other kids with superpowers. It's a pretty classic kind of tale. Yeah, so I know I said I would record these voiceovers explaining the story over character design sheets, but the thing is I drew all of them and the recordings kept dropping out. The recording software on my iPad is really unreliable, so I think I'll probably just do more speed paints on my computer from now on. But yeah, this was fun. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.